Hello, I'm Drupa Designs, a visually impaired gamer, streamer and livery designer, and today I'm at Oulton Park for the British Touring Car Championship. It's Saturday currently, and just seen the minis go around and it is British Touring Car qualifying about to get underway. Very excited for it. We're down at the hairpin at the bottom of the circuit. We can just about see, we've got Cascades in behind us and the Foster's chicane just further on down. Let's do a lap of Oulton Park. Okay, we are on iRacing in the Honda Civic Touring Car in the One Motorsport livery, raced this year by Josh Cook and Stephen Jelly. So starting the lap here down toward turn 1, a good overtaking opportunity, really fast corner and getting a good exit now. Use the curb on the left, and as you come down now through the kink of Denton's into Cascades, a really grippy corner. There's a lot more traction through there than you expect. It's cambered in quite nicely, firing you now down toward another good overtaking opportunity in toward the hairpin down at Lakeside. Now you can either attack into that corner or force the other driver to defend. This is where I was just stood recording some of the video, and we watched on Sunday from just down here as well, coming into the Hislops chicane. Saw a few drivers going off here over the weekend, but we'll come to that later in the video. Now around the right-hander of Knickerbrook, coming up now the uphill section, so you want to get a really good exit out of there and carry the momentum up over the hill of Clay Hill here toward Water Tower and Druids. The double apex right-hander, try and get the curb on the right there, floor the throttle, try and avoid the understeer that we got there under the bridge that goes into the inside of the circuit, and in toward Lodge, another overtaking opportunity. Track is very undulating through this section, up, down and back up again through Deer Leap to complete a lap of Oulton Park. British Touring Cars is the greatest motorsport in the land. It is not only incredible value for money. I think it was £48 for the weekend ticket here. It's 2 days, Saturday, Sunday. But there's incredible racing as well. It's not only 3 British Touring Car races on the Sunday, but there's the support races, mini challenge. We've got F4s, and there's the Porsche Sprint as well. So plenty of racing action. So after arriving and parking up, we had a quick look through the merch stalls and fan zone, saw a couple of classic touring cars parked up on display, and as I said earlier, you do get full access to the pits and paddocks. So looked around the Porsches and the F4 and Minis, and can get up close and personal with all the cars. And just looking into the mini garage there now, cars all on display. Of course, you do get to see all of the touring cars as well. Now this led us down to some track action with touring cars for their practice session, and then the Porsches for their first race of the weekend. Rounded up the day watching the qualifying for the touring cars, just up from the hairpin, and this is where you can really appreciate the sound of the touring cars as the drivers are flat out down this back straight. And so for Sunday we had picked a great spot at Hilltop opposite Cascades, giving us a beautiful view over the track down into the chicane as well. We can see the cars here just starting an action-packed day of racing. These are just some clips from the first race of the day, cars going side by side through the corners, some overtakes happening as well, and just fantastic racing that you get in the British Touring Car Championship. You also get quite a lot of this coming up. The Unlimited Motorsport drivers of Max Hall and Dexter Patterson having a little bit of contact in front of us, damaging and ending Hall's race. After the touring cars we had F4, which had some close little battles down into the chicane, and plenty of drivers locking up and making mistakes down there as well. We then had the Porsche Sprint, a one-make race in the Porsche Caymans GT4s, a super close and competitive championship. Just following Dan Zelos and Toby Trice here, and they pretty much had a race-long battle. It was then time for the touring cars to come back out for race 2. The top 3 from race 1 on the hard compound tyre, which definitely mixes things up. And there is then going to be another victim of the chicane with Nick Halstead having contact from a car behind, getting spun onto the grass. After race 2, the heavens decided to open, so everybody was getting their brollies out to try and avoid all of the rain. This, however, did spice up the racing quite a bit. The first cars out in these conditions were the Minis, which always provide incredible racing. One make race in the Mini Cooper JCWs, and it's just incredible to watch. Greasy conditions out on track, a super close competitive field, and drivers that will always want to go for a gap and ready to take advantage of any minor mistake. And talking of mistakes, we did see this little incident. Just one of the cars going off track and collecting a competitor as they come back with a super safe rejoin. Penultimate race of the day was the F4s again. Didn't see much of this race because I had to go to the little boy's room, and the race did actually get red flagged due to quite a lot of rain falling toward the end of the race. The day then finished off with the final British Touring Cars race, which was in drying conditions, starting off with a very wet track, as you can see, with all the spray coming off from the cars there, but they're still battling 3 wide, some of them coming through cascades there. This is by far the best race of the day. So much action on track, the changing conditions making it super tricky for the drivers, and so many battles going through the field. So many cars colliding as they were battling and cars having to go off track. However, my view of this chicane was slightly blocked by this absolute unit in front of me that decided they wanted to stand up for the final race. If you haven't been to one already, do get yourself down to a British Touring Car event. There is 10 weekends through the season. It is incredible value for money. You get 2 days of track action, super close racing in all categories. The chance to meet your favourite drivers, get a picture with them, and get close and personal with their race cars as well. Now, I did try and get some pictures while I was there as well on my phone. Now, some of them came out rather nice, however, some of them came out like this, but I think my favourite is this one. My weekend finished off spending a day volunteering with Speeder's site, which was just the perfect end to the weekend. So everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, do consider dropping a subscribe, hit like if you've enjoyed the video. Let me know what races you're going to, if you're going to any of the British Touring Cars this year. Have a fantastic day and keep plodding on.